Hey, yo, Jack Frost has lost his mind. When you wake up and you see the temperature says this, man, you got to bring out some fragrances that are heavy, heavy, dark fragrances that's going to make it and cut through this winter, this cold air. Let's check these out. Roll with me. Yo, what's going on? All my homies, homettes, dudes and dudettes. It's your boy Will, back with the Will Report. And man, I woke up and the temperature is crazy, 11 degrees. 11 degrees. So these are some fragrances. This is 7 of them. I just went to grab a couple fragrances that I know that can cut through this cold weather. These are fragrances that you could probably use for a cold weather like today. 11 degrees, this is crazy. But starting out, I don't know if I'm numbering these, but I'll go through numbers. This is number 7. This is Rockbar's Wood Intense. This is probably one of the longest fragrances that I have, and strongest fragrance. It projects. I almost don't want to spray it. Actually, all these I don't really want to spray them. If I do, I'll do like a little light spray like I did just then. But this is a strong wood fragrance. I mean, it's got a lot of wood. It's got agar wood, cedar wood, even gotten cashmere wood. It's got a couple of, I think it has oud wood in there too, but it's sweetened up a little bit because it has like a caramel kind of vibe to it, and I think it's something else that's sweet that's in it, licorice, I think. But this is a long-lasting fragrance, and it's a strong projecting fragrance. It's only made for the wintertime. Don't try to wear this in the summertime, and probably not in the springtime. Maybe early spring, but otherwise, don't try to use this any other time than fall and winter. Mostly winter. Yes. So that's Wood Intense by Rockbar. The next one up is this one here. This is another one that's really heavy wearing fragrance. This has oud in it, vanilla in it, but this is Oud Vanille. And this is by, I don't know if that name's going to come out, Oud Vanille, and that's by Mancera. And this one's more of a date kind of vibe scent. And this is the older bottle. It has the twist top. It's more of a date vibe kind of scent. Anytime you have vanilla or oud, those tend to be, unless they're positioned in the composition a little bit differently. Normally they're a little bit heavier, so they're going to be more for like a colder weather. And this one is for colder weather. It's a vanilla. It has oud in it, but the oud is not quite stanky oud. It's just a little dark oud, and the vanilla in it sweetens it up a little bit, so it makes it really nice to wear. It almost comes off like a good body odor, almost. And I know that might not sound good, but it's almost like a pheromone kind of vibe that it comes off, like a male pheromone kind of vibe. So it's not a stinky one, but if you're not clean, it will make you smell a little stinky. But that's number 6, Oud Vanille by Mancera. Next one up, number 5, and this one is, I'm not sure if this is discontinued, and this came out with a group of other fragrances, but this is Armaf Niche. At one point, Armaf had this line where it was called Niche, and they had a bunch of fragrances that came in this bottle like this one, but this one is called Oud. And like I said before, Oud is more of a fragrance that's a little bit heavier and made for the colder weathers. And this one is one of those ones. Now this one, it has a different kind of sweetness. It's not the same kind of oud as this, the Oud Vanille. This one, actually, I don't think it even has oud in it. I think it has some other kind of wood in it. Not agar wood, but it might be not cedar wood. I think it's gaiac wood, but it's not oud in it, so it's not a skanky kind of vibe. And it comes off almost a little bit powdery, with the wood. So, but yeah, it's a nice fragrance. It's also, this one can also be worn as a date scent, but it's another one of those fragrances that will cut through the cold air and help you get noticed if you're trying to get noticed by your smells. The next one up, this is the only one. Yes, this is the only one that I would say would be kind of a fragrance that you can wear in the summertime also. And this is a newer fragrance that I just got, and this is Atlas. Now, this fragrance lingers and lingers and lingers and cuts through the air. I don't even want to spray this because when I first got this, I sprayed it and I sprayed it on the strip and it lasted for a few days, almost a week. So I don't really want to spray this in here right now because this smell will probably be here for the next few days just by spraying it in the air. But yeah, this is more of a fresh aquatic kind of vibe, but it's strong enough where it cuts through the air. And with it being 11 degrees today, this is something that if I was going into the office or if I was going to a meeting or something like that, maybe if I had to meet someone outside professionally, this is something that I will probably wear because it's strong enough to cut through it. It's not going to be offensive as if it's like one of the oud fragrances. Those can be, maybe thought of as like date kind of fragrances or fragrances that you will wear for the evening. This is more of a day kind of fragrance. That is Atlas. That was number 4. Excuse me. And then number 3, I got this one here. This one I got I think I got it like maybe last year or something like that. But this is Mocha Wood. I'm not sure if that name's going to come up because it seems like the name that's written on here has kind of faded a little bit. But this one is a nice coffee kind of base scent. And now I have, oh man, but it's a coffee. It's like a specialty coffee, like something that you would pick up from a coffee house or a coffee shop. It's not like a Folgers or something like that. It's a nice flavorful coffee, almost like maybe like a caramel that's in it or something like that. It's kind of sweet, but this is a nice one, and it cuts through the weather, cuts through that cold air, makes you get noticed, and you can, wear this on a cold day like today. All right, number 2. Number 2 is this one here. This is a good one. This is Louis Cardin, and this is Sacred. And this one, this is more so a date kind of vibe scent. Even though it's strong enough to cut through the weather, if you're good, if you got your swag on and you can move in a certain way, this is a fragrance that you can rock, but it's more so situated or probably geared for like an evening kind of wear, or especially going out to a date or just going out somewhere in the evening. And this one has, it's gourmand. It has some caramel or something like that in it, and it's sweet and powdery and kind of a fragrance that brings you into the person, makes you want to come up to them and smell them a little bit. But if you overspray this, it will get head banging, nauseating, because it's too much if you spray too much. But this is one of those fragrances. It's better to spray less than to spray more. That is Sacred by Louis Cardin. And then the last one is this one here. This one is, this is one of those fragrances. I actually I went on a hike in the woods with a friend of mine years ago, and I had this fragrance on, and at one point we were arm in arm, just trying to stay a little warm because it was cool out. It wasn't cold, it was cool. And when she went home, she said she could smell my cologne on her for the next 3 days, and it was this fragrance. It was, oh man, Uomo by Ferragamo. And this one is the one they say it smells like tiramisu. that coffee dessert. And I mean, I guess it does, but to me, it's just a sweet kind of gourmand, kind of almost like a coffee Danish kind of vibe that it has to it to me. And it smells really sweet. It's strong. It cuts through the cold air, and it lasts for a long time. So if you're looking for something that to help you get your smell on when it's super cold outside, try this Ferragamo's Womo. And that's number one. That's all I got for you today. Man, I woke up and I saw how cold it was. I was like, ooh, I need to do something. I need to find some of these heavier fragrances that going to actually last and I can be able to smell them, because today is not a day that you put on like Bleu de Chanel. You know what I mean? Because it's just, I don't know, it is. But anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate your time. I know you could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me talking about 7 fragrances that'll cut through some cold air. I got a bunch of more, but I just figured I'd just throw this list together right now because if it's cold in your area, you know what I mean. All right, so till next time, it's your boy Will. Deuces. It's crazy out here, man. I can't believe how cold it is.